Hello and welcome back to Bug Realms. So in today's video we are going to be creating a retro style seagulls. Seagulls always drive me nuts. Start again, shall we? We're going to be creating a retro style arboreal enclosure. Now the arboreal enclosure we're going to be making today is for one of my adult female praying mantis, though it can also be used in a similar style for stick insects and could be adjusted if you wanted to make it for a tarantula. You just have to be a little bit more careful, but I'll go along things like that as we go through the video. So let's have a look to start off with what we're going to be using to make this arboreal enclosure. Ta-da! This is what we're going to use. Can anyone guess what this once was? Well, if not, I will tell you. It used to be an old straw holder. If you could imagine the dividers in here and a pole going up through the middle, and there was a little bit where you could turn it on the bottom to change which section you were getting your straws out of. So I'm not saying any of you guys will find something exactly like this, but you may find something similar to make a retro style enclosure out of. So let's begin. So as you can see here, all I've done is glued on a bit of fabric mesh to cover the opening here. When the lid goes on, that will be covered. Now, I would recommend using a metal mesh, really, especially if you're going to do it with stick insects as well, because they can chew through this. If you were going to use tarantulas, you want to use a larger spacing between in your metal mesh if you're going to use it so their feet don't get caught, or even better, if you've got the funds, put a bit of perspex plastic in here with holes drilled into it. So now, while this is going to be drying, I'm going to take a soldering iron and make some ventilation holes. So there we have it. I've done a ring around the top, and on the sides I put some vent holes going down. Also on this lid, some ventilation holes. Now these come with a doorway here which I can use for feeding. I don't think the mantis will be able to push that open. If it does, I'll have to adjust that in the future. If you had something like this for a tarantula, you're going to want to have that locked and sealed. You don't want any openings for them to be able to push through and crawl out of. So just make sure any openings on any lids or any other parts are fully sealed. Now what I'm going to be doing is attaching a little platform for the mantis to hang from in here. Very, very important in their nymph stage, not as important in adulthood as long as they have some decor to hang from. So back out with a hot glue gun. So I've just got your kind of sticks that you have for your lollipops. You can pick them up in your craft shops. I'm just going to be placing them along here. So a bit of glue on one side, on the other. Place that down. I'm going to put a little extra on here to hold it into place, because we don't want that dropping with the mantis on top of it. And then I'm going to have another one. I can't put it as a complete cross because of the doorway, so we'll put a bit, say, here, and have it across until each end touches. There we are, we'll get rid of those strands later. So you can also add netting on here, which is highly advised if they are in the nymph stage too. Just add a bit of mesh along this top bit here. Now while we wait for this bit to dry, we're going to fill up the bung in here. I'm not going to record that, I'm just literally going to put a little packing peanut in there and glue it in, and then we will actually start designing the inside of this enclosure. See you in a moment. So, ignoring the sound of the seagulls, here we have it. I know it looks a little bit odd with all the glue around the edging. You can do it more professional than me, but I like things to be a little bit unperfected, a little bit rustic, and it is, after all. Let's get some light in the enclosure by lifting the lid off. A retro style enclosure. Fake plants, nice twizzly sticks, the lid with a platform for the mantis. So that's all that's left to do now, is to place the mantis in. It is an adult female. I'm not sure the exact species, but it is of the Mantis genus, I do believe. Let's pop her in now. So before I pop her in, this was her sub-adult molt. I'm going to get her out for you in a minute, and you can see the massive size difference that she has had since this molt. So I'm holding this upside down, the end of the abdomen here and the head just here. So I'll fetch her now, and she'll be in a much more adequate enclosure. And there she is. What a whopping difference, eh? I don't know how well this is focusing on her. My camera's at a bit of a funny angle. But what a difference. You can tell she's mature. She's now got her wings, and she's of the right size. Look at that. Good size comparison with my hand now. Let's pop her in. Not that way. Not that way. This is your new home. This one. This one. And you grab hold of a stick. Not my hand. What's she gripping on?
Just the side of it.
Oh, there she is. Now let's see if I can get another angle for you. So there we have her in all her glory. You can see that there's a slight yellow tinge around the edging of some of her, and those red parts on the legs there. I don't know how well you can see on her arms, but there's actually a much deeper yellow. There we are, much deeper yellow along the edging there. She's exploring her new environment. The fake ivy leaves. What a stunning mantis. This is the first mantis I've reached to adulthood since my last adults died, which was going back a fair few months ago now. And you can see she's actually watching us. Watching us with one of those eyes, even though we're completely behind her. Now she's in a new home, so I'm not sure if she'll take to food, but shall we try and give her a feed and see what happens? So I am now placing a dubia roach. See if she will take it from my hands. Oh, I can't reach it. Try it that way. Oh. Focus, camera please. I'm going to let go. There we go. Sorry, the angle's a bit funny there. I was holding the camera with my right hand and trying to feed her with the left. She's got it though. She's hungry. This is her first feed since her molt. She's hardened up as well. You always want to leave them a few days to harden up. Don't want to feed them straight after a molt. Oh. Look at that. I love how they try and take off some of the legs to stop them running away. Or has she gone straight for the head there? I'm actually finding it difficult. Is she taking her head straight off? I'll have to look back on this footage and see myself in the editing process. Oh, look at that. Thought I'd just take a bird's eye view shot for you so you can really see the colours. And it's clear as not being through the plastic. I'm not sure how far I can zoom in before it blurs. Just trying to focus more on the other body parts than on the head. Should have a nice big plump abdomen after this meal. So that's just going to be it from today's video. I hope you enjoyed the retro style arboreal enclosure. Let me know if you found any kind of retro item that you've made an enclosure out of. Pop it in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to see me make. I've done the clock enclosure, the coffee table enclosure, and now this retro one. There's going to be some upgrades to these things coming back to the channel soon as well. I've just got to wait a few weeks till I've moved house. So yeah, there we have it. Thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.